Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to discuss about very interesting method, that is a Playfair method in the substitution technique. In this Playfair method we are going to maintain the 5 into 5 matrix for storing all the alphabet letters. Okay, 5 into 5 means there is a totally 25 cells are there. We are going to store the 26 letters. In any one of the cell we are going to store the two symbols, two alphabets in any one of the cell. Okay, and one more second one is any keyword can be considered as a secret key. Okay, in this simple example, now I am going to fill the 5 into 5 matrix with the keyword as a secret key. Now my secret key is monarchy. That means what is the secret key is there as a keyword that can be filled initially in the 5 into 5 matrix. Okay, monarchy is the secret key. Okay, MONARCHY can be filled in the 5 into 5 matrix, and the remaining cells can be filled with the remaining letters which cannot be covered in the secret key. That means now monarchy. Okay, that is my secret key. Now A. Okay, A is already covered in the secret key. Okay, that's why I cannot fill the A here, and after A there is a B. Okay, B is not covered in the secret key, that's why I can fill the B. After B, C. C is already covered in the secret key, that's why I cannot fill the C. And after C there is a D. D cannot be covered in the particular secret key, that's why I can fill the D. After D there is a E. Okay, E is not covered in the secret key, that's why I can fill the E. And F. F is not covered in the secret key, that's why I can fill the F. Okay, after that G. Okay, G is not covered in the monarchy, that's why I can fill the G. Okay, after that H. H is already covered in the secret key. Okay, after H, I and J. I and J is not covered in the secret key, that's why I can fill the I or J. Okay, K. K cannot be covered, is not covered in the secret key, that's why I can fill the K. Okay, after that L. L cannot be covered, cannot be covered in the secret key, that's why I can fill the L. Okay, MN is already covered in the secret key, that's why I cannot fill the MN. And O is also covered in the secret key. Okay, that's why. After O there is a P, Q. Okay, P, Q are not covered in the secret key, that's why I can fill the PQ. Okay, R is already covered in the secret key, that's why I cannot consider as a R. After R, S, T, U, V, W, X. These are not covered in the secret key, that's why I can fill all these letters. Okay, after X, Y is already covered in the secret key, that's why I cannot consider as, that is called as filling the value. And Z. Z is not covered in the secret key, that's why I can fill the Z. Like this we can fill the 5 into 5 matrix. Later, to generate the ciphertext, where we have to follow some of the rules here. What are the rules here? That means the first rule is the plain text is encrypted 2 letters at a time. That means suppose if you take any ciphertext, any plain text here, that is called as SREC is the my plain text. SREC is the my plain text. Now how we can generate the ciphertext? At a time we have to take that only 2 letters, okay, to generate the ciphertext. That is called as SR is the 1 and EC is the 1. That means where we are going to take that pairs of letters to generate the ciphertext. This is called as the first rule. And what is the second rule here? The second rule is replace letters filler with the dummy letter. That means if there is any plain text like this, that is called as there is a balloon. Okay, BALLOON. Okay, if there is any repeating letters in the plain text, now in this plain text LL is repeated, OY is repeated. If there is any repeating letters, those cannot be considered as to generate the ciphertext. Okay, so that is the reason. Then how we can how to divide the pairing letters means, now okay, those can be divided by adding the dummy letter, that is called as filler letter. Okay, how we can divide these 2 letters? By separating the same letters means BA is 1 and there is a LL. LL is a repeating letter. We are going to separate these 2 letters by adding the dummy letter. Okay, LX, where X is the dummy letter, and next to 2 letters LO and ON. Like this where we are going to separate if there is any repeating letters in the plain text to generate the ciphertext. This is called as the second one. Balloon would be treated as BA, LX, where X is the dummy letter, after that LOON. Like this way, we are going to separate the plain text letters to generate the cipher text. And what is the third one here? What is the third one? Okay, the third one is same column. That means if any plain text letters comes in the same column, then we will consider that down arrow. That means what is the next letter? That next letter can be considered as a ciphertext letter for the particular plain text. A simple example here, RO is the plain text letter, RO. Okay, where is R? This is second column and O is the second column. Okay, if the two plain text letters are in the same column, then we are going to take that the ciphertext by taking the down arrow. What is the next letter, down letter to the R? What is the down letter to the R? E. Okay, E is the ciphertext. What is the down letter for O? That is called as a W. W is the ciphertext for O. Similarly, if we take one more simple example, okay, that is called as MP or either MX. Okay, so that is M and EX. Okay, if you take these two letters, now what is the ciphertext for MX? So observe carefully, MX are in the same column. Now it is in the, that is called as a third column, it is in the third column, MX. Then what is the ciphertext? What is the down letter for M? That is called as F. Okay, so what is the down letter to the X? There is no any down letter. If there is no any down letter, now we are going to take that what is a wrap round. That means we are going to take that what is the next line. Okay, that is N. Okay, ciphertext for X is N. Okay, just like we are going to take that, we are going to generate the ciphertext for the plain text. Take one more simple example to understand clearly. Okay, so that is IV. So where is the I and V? Okay, now in the first column there is I and V. What is the down letter for I? D. What is the down letter for V? We are going to take that wrap around. What is the next letter? S. DS can be considered as a ciphertext for IV. Just like we are going to generate the ciphertext for given plain text, those plain text must be in the same column. If there is any same column, now we are going to take the down letter as a ciphertext. Okay, that is the third rule. And what is the fourth rule? If the plain text letters are in the same row, then we are going to take that next letter, right arrow. Suppose if we take I and B is the plain text. I, B is the plain text. Now, where is the I and B? Now, it is in the second row. Okay, both letters are in the same row. Okay, I and B. What is the next letter for I? That is called as R. What is the next letter for B? That is the C. Now, RC is the ciphertext. IB is the plain text. Now, RC is the ciphertext. Now, let us take the one more simple example to understand clearly. Okay, what is the fourth row? Okay, suppose if we take that DK. What is the next letter? Okay, where is the DK? D is in the third row and K is the same row. Okay, what is the next letter for D? That is E. And what is the next letter for K? Now we are going to take that what is the wrap around. What is the next letter? That can be considered as a D. Okay, after K there is a D. What is the D ciphertext? E and K after D. This is called as a ciphertext. Okay, one more simple example to understand clearly what is the fourth one. Okay, suppose if we take that I and C. Okay, what is the next letter for I? That is R and C, I. Like this, where we are going to C means there is a C. Now it can be wrap around. Now what is the next letter for C? That is I. So this is same row. Then we are going to take that right arrow, wrap around. Okay, and now last one is if there is a, that is called as a two plain text letters are not in the same row, not in the same column, then we are going to form a rectangle. Then we have to swap the letters. Okay, now let us take a simple example to understand clearly what is the fifth point here. Now suppose if you take I and Q is the plain text. IQ is the plain text. Where is the I? It is in the second row, first column, and Q is in the fourth column and fourth row. Okay, both are not in the same column, both are not in the same row. Then what we have to do? In this type of situation, we are going to form a rectangle and then swap the numbers. Okay, swap the values. Means where is I? There is I. Where is a Q? There is a Q. Now we have to form these letters, okay, like this. That is one rectangle. Okay, so after making the rectangle here, what is the swapping letter? What is the last letter in this rectangle? I. That is called as a B. Okay, for the Q, what is the last letter here? L. Okay, so that means like this. We are going to take that swapping. Okay, so for I, what is the last letter in the rectangle? B. What is the last letter in the rectangle of Q? L. Like this, we are going to consider that. Okay, swapping the values for the fifth rule. Okay, take one more simple example to understand clearly what is the fifth rule. If there is, if the plain text letters or if the plain text letters are not in the same row, not in the same column, then we must form a rectangle and then take the swapping letters. Okay, one more simple example. R and that is U. R and U. Okay, R is in the second row and second column. U is in the last column in the fourth row. Okay, both are not in the same row, not in the same column. Then initially we have to do that one rectangle for R and U like this. Okay, that means we are going to form one rectangle here. For R, we are going to take that C is a ciphertext, for U, O is the ciphertext. Like this, we are going to generate the ciphertext. Take one more simple example to understand clearly. That is called as a B and O. B and O. Okay, now there is a B and there is a O. Okay, what we have to do initially? Form a rectangle like this. Okay, so what is the last letter of in the rectangle here? R. For B, R. For O, that is called as a Q. Okay, so just like where we are going to generate the ciphertext, okay, by forming the rectangle if both plain text letters are not in the same row, not in the same column in the 5 into 5 matrix. Okay, let us take a simple example to understand clearly. Okay, this is what is the example for Playfair cipher. Welcome to Shantiram Engineering College as the plain text. Now my secret key is Shantiram is the secret key. Okay, so as we know that where we are going to maintain that 5 into 5 matrix. Okay, and initially we have to fill the what is the secret key can be shared in between the sender and receiver. Okay, my secret key is Shantiram. Okay, SANTHIRM. Okay, so remember that. Okay, if any letter is repeated, okay, A is repeated in the secret key. So we have to take that only once at a time. Okay, A is repeated in my secret key. We cannot repeat A. That means we cannot write 2 times in the 5 into 5 row, 5 into 5 matrix. Okay, SANTHIRM. Okay, now I fill the what is my secret key, and then we have to fill the remaining cells with the those letters cannot be covered in the secret key. A is already covered in my secret key. Okay, B is not covered, that's why I can fill the B. C, D, E, F, G, those letters are not covered in my secret key, that's why I can fill one by one. C, D, E, F, G. Okay, H, okay, already covered here. Okay, I is already covered here. J is not covered. Okay, you can add that. What is a J? And K is not covered in the Shantiram, that's why I can fill the K. Okay, L is not covered in my secret key, that's why I can fill the L. MN already covered in my secret key, that's why I cannot fill the MN here. O, P, Q, okay, these 3 letters are not covered in the secret key, that's why I can fill the O, P, Q. R, S already covered. Okay, T also covered. Okay, and next one is U, V, W, X, Y, Z. those are not covered in my secret key, that's we can fill one by one. This is how we can fill the 5 into 5 matrix with the secret key is Shantiram. And next one is, what is my plain text? Okay, welcome to Shantiram Engineering College. As we know that what is the first point, we have to divide the two plain text letter to generate the cipher text. That is called as W, L, C, okay, O, M, E, X, T, O, S, A, N, T, H, I, R, A, M, E, X. Means in which now we can cover that what is a dummy letter. Okay, that is called as E, N, G, I, N, E, okay, E, R. That means we are going to separate the two letters, common letters, okay, I, N, G, X. Okay, if the plain text letter can be covered without any space, no problem. If there is any space, then you can fill the dummy letter X. Okay, just like we are going to separate the two letters at a time. And next one is, now what is W, E? Where is the W, E? Now there is a W, okay, where there is a E. So as we know that, as per the second rule, that is called as if the two plain text letters are in the same column, okay, W, E, both are in the same column, then we have to take that what is a down letters. Okay, W down letter is A and E down letter is O. Okay, so that is A, O. Okay, just like we can generate the cipher text. What is the next letter? Okay, that is L, C. Where is the L here? Now there is a L, and where is the C? There is a C. Okay, now there is a L and there is a C. Okay, so both are not in the same row, both are not in the same column. Then what we have to do? Now we have to create one rectangle. Okay, LC. What is the last letter for L in the rectangle? U. What is the last letter in the rectangle for the C? I. Okay, UI. UI is the cipher text. Okay, what is the next one? OM. Okay, OM. So what is the, where is the OM? There is a O, there is a M. Both are not in the same column, both are not in the same row. What we have to do? We have to make a rectangle. Now what is the O last letter? P. For M, R. PR. Okay, so PR. The last one. Okay, and next one is EX. Okay, where is the EX here? There is a E. EX, there is a X. Both are not in the same column, not in the same row. Then we can form that. Okay, so rectangle. What is the last letter in the rectangle for E? F. X, W. Okay, X, F, W. F, W. Like this we can generate the cipher text. Okay, the cipher text for the given plain text is AO, UI, PR, FW, AQ, AN, TH, SC, ER, FN, and so on. This is the cipher text. And the next one is, we are going to generate from the cipher text to plain text. Okay, so we are going to consider that only two important rules. For the same column, then we will take that up arrow, for the row back arrow. Okay, now let us see here. To generate the cipher text, AO. Where is the AO? Now there is a there is a O. So to generate the plain text, we are going to take that up arrow. Okay, for A, what is the next one? W. For O, E. Okay, so that is W. And next one is UI. Where is the UI? There is a U and there is a I. So both are not in the same column. Both are not in the same column. That is called as UI. UI. Okay, now we have to form a rectangle. Okay, UI. Okay, so what is the last letter in this rectangle for U? L. Okay, so that is L. What is the last letter in this rectangle for I? C. Okay, C will come. Okay, what is the next one? PR. Okay, what is the, where is the PR? Now there is a P and there is a R. Now form a rectangle. Okay, so for P, what is the last letter? O. Okay, that is called as O. For R, there is a M. Okay, OM. Okay, just like where we can generate plain text from the cipher text. So we need to change the rules while converting from cipher text into plain text. That is called as, if the ciphertext letters are in the same column, we are going to take that up arrow. If the ciphertext letters are in the same row, then we are going to take that back arrow. Okay, so that is called as how to generate the ciphertext from the given plain text by using playfair. Okay, totally there are 5 rules are there. We are going to apply these 5 rules and to generate the ciphertext. Okay, after generating the ciphertext, where we are going to remove the dummy letters which can be added in the initially. Is there any extra letter is there? Okay, this is how we can generate the plain text into ciphertext and ciphertext into plain text by using playfair. Okay, thank you everyone.